A sunny day in London, so it's time for a little walk around Regent's Park, just to the northwest of Westminster in central London. Nearest tube is Baker Street, and also Regent's Park, of course. I've come out of the Baker Street tube here, and just up the road about 100 yards we have that International Hall, or it used to be International Students' Hall. Here we have the London Business School. I think the International Students' Hall now is actually expensive apartments. I mean, I saw an ad for one a few years ago at £17 million. So it's in a good location, as you can see. Regent's Park itself is huge. You can easily spend half a day and probably even a day here, really, if you like strolling around in greenery. There's lots to see. You can feed the ducks and geese and pigeons and go boating, of course. There's the London Business School again in the background, and Clarence Gate, where I just came in. Of course, people do like to go boating, as you can see, on a sunny day especially. It's not so great in the rain. But luckily it was sunny today, or I wouldn't have bothered coming out. A heron. There are a few actually in the park. Lots of wild birds, actually. Regent's University in the park. I actually came to Bedford College, which is what it used to be called, for my physics degree. Now it's privately owned by the Transcendental Meditation people. Can't have everything, I suppose. That's London. That's the Regent's Park Mosque in the background. You can just see the top of the spinneret, or whatever it's called. And if we go around the college and across the inner circle, we come to this little sort of rough area which is allowed to grow. Crikey.
When I am in the city, I'm always looking upwards. You don't have to live by the seaside.
Yes, anyway, it's allowed to grow rough to provide habitats for various insects and critters and stuff. Bird's nest there, probably a moorhen's nest. Common newt. And this strange mound of earth is a less common newt. a stick. And also on the inner circle we have Queen Mary's Gardens, which is a sort of a highly cultivated area instead, full of roses and stuff like that. Also the open air theatre is in here, as you'll see. A black swan. The phrase a black swan was actually a phrase for a rare event even before black swans were discovered, apparently, because it was thought they were unlikely. Got a visitor. Marigolds, I suppose. This is Chester Road. We'll be walking across Chester Road to follow the boardwalk by that zebra crossing down there. But you can look at the style of the houses that surround the park there. That's typical, sort of John Nash style. I think that's his name anyway. Another visitor trying to figure out how to not get covered in pollen, I suppose. Now these old flower pots, looks like George there. I don't know, that might be George the First, presumably, because there's no number associated with it. So, perhaps predating American independence. A lead planter. It's a very nice fountain. This is the open air theatre. They do Shakespeare and things like that. It isn't cheap though, as you can see, 65 quid standard, 60 quid for a seat for best seats. Post office tower there, as it used to be called, or the telecom tower I think it is now, or BT tower or something like that. And one of Regent's Park. This is a not very good and expensive restaurant or cafe, selling you bits of cake for about 4 quid or something like that. There's the mosque again, and the London Business School. So we're back near the entrance. By that building again. If you fancy a £17+ million apartment, it's the place to go. We're going to walk along the edge of the park, inside the park though, along the front of this building, around this way. More herons and geese and stuff here. This is an Egyptian goose. And there's two there in focus. Euston Tower in the centre, dead ahead, which is, I think it's office building basically. Some golden-eye ducks. A couple of more hen. Golden-eye duck and a pigeon. Male and female. As I say, the park is very big, and you can easily spend the best part of a day strolling around it. And don't forget that Regent's Canal is to the north of the park as well, so you're not far from Camden Market and other things of this sort. I suppose there aren't other things of the sort of Camden Market though, but anyway. things to see. There's London Zoo, of course, as well, which is in the park. This basically marks the entrance to a place called Arcade Gardens. Still inside the park. Oh, baby's going for a swim, maybe. Maybe not. A squirrel. And a fountain that was once upon a time, I suppose. Lupins, I suppose. I don't know the names of most of the flowers. Some sort of iris, I imagine. Now this little fountain is interesting. As you'll see in a moment, it seems to be home for loads of bees who are clustering around it, perhaps getting a drink or something, I don't know. Looks like it. Splashes of water, perhaps. Now we're getting onto the Broad Walk, which is a straight line path up along the eastern side of the park. You see on the map. You are here, lower left, lower right. We've walked along the bottom of it, basically around the boating lake and across to the Avenue Gardens and Queen Mary's Gardens there in the middle. The zoo is at the top and the canal going around the top of it, as you can see. There's Chester Road again. England is very nice when it's sunny. You historically cannot rely on the sunshine, but with global warming, maybe we're going to get more sunny days for a while until the Gulf Stream moves south and we all freeze or something. Still walking along the Broad Walk, basically. In the background there, playing fields, people playing cricket. Still part of the park. The building in the middle there is another not particularly great restaurant, but on the Broad Walk there's quite a good one, or it seems to me, relatively. The Honest Sausage it's called, and you can get a hot meal there for a fairly reasonable price, London speaking. £6 to £10 per person, something like that. This is an historic fountain. Not working, but there is a little drinking fountain on the footpath to the right of the picture, that little pole there you can see by the crow. Sir Kawas G. Jehangir, companion of the Star of India, a wealthy Parsi gentleman of Bombay, as a token of gratitude to the people of England for the protection and joy enjoyed by him and his Parsi fellow countrymen under British rule in India. So there. Building there you can see is on Cumberland Terrace, another one of the posh bits of houses surrounding the park. There's Chester Terrace too, also expensive apartments. and you can see into London Zoo from the top end of the Broad Walk, although that's the penguin area, but I don't see any. They're probably sunbathing somewhere. And don't forget the canal, just out of the park and across the road. Down below the bridges. I have another video about the Regent's Canal walk. I'll put a link down below or somewhere if I remember. But that's it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Like and subscribe and all that stuff, of course, if you like. And I'll see you in another video sometime. Bye for now.